Here we are with a terrifying video about Naraka. Today I wanted to ask you, are your characters ready to celebrate Halloween and scare anyone who doesn't give them candy? Well, if you're not prepared yet, this video is perfect for you. I've brought you plenty of spooky ideas for your Naraka characters. For those who want to import them into their accounts, at the end of the presentation of each of these scary faces, you'll find a QR code. Just take a screenshot to be able to import them into the game. But now, let's start with Viper Ning, for whom we have the zombie monster version. For makeup enthusiasts, there's this black viper with painted eyes. Now, we have this terrifying viper with an orc-like face and bonus protruding teeth. Instead, for Tianhai, we find him in one of the demon versions with terrifying eyes. We discover his advanced version, which in my opinion is even worse. Next, we move on to the Joker version for fans of that genre. And then, in this amusing yet unsettling black version, we come to my personal favourite, the demonic pig version. But we don't forget the orc version with protruding teeth for him either. Then, let's transition to a fantastic undead version. Truly cool. We also have this version that I can't recall where I've seen it in a film, but it's very fitting. However, now I'd make room for this demonic version, almost like Hellboy, to move on to my second favourite among these, this fantastic demon wizard version. Absolutely mind-blowing. But I leave you with the last face, which, I must admit, really unsettles me. Let's now move on to Tarka G, where we find this face that I don't know how to describe. It's downright creepy, but now let's switch to this rather bizarre demonic or alien version. And when it comes to finding Tarka, the catfish pig, I really don't know what to say about that. But now, one of my favourites, the final demon form of Tarka. However, later on, we'll see one that's far superior. Let's transition to the undead version, which is eerily frightening even on him. For Joker fans, here too, we find Tarka G in his version, but if you wait a moment, you can choose the other Tarka Joker version, which in my opinion is more faithful to Heath Ledger's interpretation in The Dark Knight. And here's this fantastic blue Tarka, but don't say that the wait didn't confirm what I was saying. This demon version of Tarka is the best, and this black version with those big eyes and huge ears drives me crazy too. For him as well, let's see this face. I wish I knew the name of the movie. If you know it, please tell me. To conclude these fantastic skins, we find these last two alien versions very terrifying, especially the last one. What do you think? Now, let's move on to another character for whom I found very little information. Nevertheless, there are some truly terrifying and fitting options. We can find her with this fantastic smile, available in both the white version or, if you prefer, the black version, which perhaps conveys the idea better. Let's now shift our focus to Kurumi in a possession version, where she's almost no longer human. For her as well, we have the zombie version, which is magnificent, and then one of my favourites. I don't know why, but those eyes are stunning. Now, we come across this charming version that has something I like, but I'm not sure what it is. Next, we have the catfish version, which is somewhat indescribable. Let's continue and move on to the last face version I found, which, in my opinion, bears a strong resemblance to that of the Grudge. Now, we find some truly worthy versions for Yueshan, fitting for a Shadow Knight. There's this fantastic skeleton zombie version, or immediately if we prefer, we can find her previous evolution when she was still halfway healthy. Then we move on to something that's absolutely amusing and absurd at the same time. But this pig version is stunning. Returning to the darker types, we also have a black version for Yueshan. Now, let's shift to Matari. And she doesn't disappoint either with some absurdly beautiful faces. We see the smiling black version for her as well, but unlike the others, we also have the version with hairy eyebrows. It's crazy. Or if you prefer, there's this one without a mouth. But one after the other, we also find her demonic pig version, a bit like Dumbo. But I saved my favourite for last, the Corpse Bride. As you may have seen at the beginning of the video, the last one I found is Temulch, and I think they've outdone themselves for him. Here, he has sharp teeth and huge red eyes, a truly terrifying sight. But if you didn't like the previous colour of his skin, bam, we find him in the Namekian version. We even find the Hello Kitty version, which suits him quite well, don't you think? For him as well, there's the fantastic zombie version, and here too, they far exceeded expectations. Then, there's the inevitable black version, as we know. But if you wanted it for him too, here it is. And then we also find it somewhat altered, I would say ambiguous. And to finish, another demon. In blue this time. For today the video is over. I hope you enjoyed it. And happy Halloween. Thanks for watching. Please leave like and subscribe if you are enjoying the video. And don't forget to click the bell for video notification. Thank you.